know you don't like dolls, Mandy, so I apologize in advance for the story I'm about to share. When I was really young, my mom bought me my first baby doll. She said I took such good care of it, rocking it, feeding it, burping it, changing its diaper, and even tucking it into my old crib for bed. She said soon I was asking for every doll I saw. This love of dolls lasted many years, and when I was 10, my grandma bought me the most beautiful porcelain doll I'd ever seen. It had a letter of authenticity. It was an expensive collector's item, and I felt so special that she trusted me enough to buy her for me. I hadn't even asked for one. She had just seen me admiring a porcelain doll at the mall one day and decided to get me one. I was enamored with her. She had beautiful, realistic hair with big curls, a pretty yellow dress, and she just looked expensive to my young self. I saw her in the mall, and I knew she needed to come home to you. I know you'll take good care of her, Grandma said. I will, thank you, Grandma, I said, still staring and appreciating the beauty of the doll. Immediately, I chose a place for her on my art desk in my room. She had a stand she was attached to, so she stood on her own, on display. My best friend came over later, and even she was oohing and ahhing over Lydia. I named her that because my grandma said she needed a strong Victorian name. When Mom called me for dinner later, I left Lydia standing on the back corner of my desk, far away from the ledge, so she couldn't fall and break. After dinner, I was always given an hour before starting my bedtime routine to do art, play, or have screen time. I headed to my room, intending to brush Lydia's hair, and then finish a book I'd been really into at the time. I immediately noticed she was gone. I started to cry and called for my mom, who came running, thinking I had been hurt. Mom, Lydia's gone. I put her right there on the back corner of my art desk, I said. You must have moved her after that and forgot about it. We'll find her, Mom said. I didn't want to argue with her because it would get me in trouble, but I knew for a fact where I had left her. Mom checked the closet while I humored her and looked under my bed. She wasn't in either of those spots. Of course, 10-year-old me continued to break down further and was basically inconsolable by this point. Aha, Mom said, pulling Lydia out from under the art desk. I don't know why you might have put her down there, but we found her. It's okay now, Mom said, handing me the doll and patting me on the back. Now please go get ready for bed. Fresh pajamas, brush your teeth, and pick out the new story we're going to start tonight, she said. I fell asleep during story time, having glanced multiple times to make sure Lydia was right back where I put her. In the morning, the first thing I did when I opened my eyes was check on her. I was surprised to see her facing the wall, and one arm was pointing straight forward, the other still down by her side. Mom, look, Lydia put herself in timeout or something. She's turned around looking at the wall, I exclaimed. Good morning to you too, kiddo, and you have an active imagination, Mom said, laughing. I realized she didn't believe me at all, but I knew Lydia was moving on her own, and I wasn't backing down. I wasn't scared of her. I thought it was cool at the time to have a doll who I thought was half alive. Looking back now, of course, it was terrifying. That night, she did scare me. There's no explanation for the event I'm going to describe next. I went to bed that night, again, after making sure Lydia was posed straight forward, hands down at her sides, on the back of my art desk. For some reason, I woke up in the middle of the night, which wasn't typical for me. On very rare occasions, I would have a nightmare and be woken, but this wasn't one of those occasions. I opened my eyes and screamed. Lydia was sitting right on top of my stomach. I didn't even know she was capable of being bent to the sitting position, because I always kept her on the stand. "What is it, sweetheart? Did you have another nightmare?" Mom said, rushing through the door and to my bed. "No, I just woke up for no reason, and Lydia was sitting like this," I said, pointing. Mom must have heard the absolute fear in my voice, and she knew I had left the doll where I did, because she tucked me in that night, and had jokingly pointed at Lydia and said, "Now you stay put." The look on my mom's face said it all. She finally believed me, and she took Lydia from off of my stomach, and I never saw her again. I asked her one time what happened, and she shut me down. She refused to even speak of the doll ever again. Oh, nope. See, I'll keep saying it 1,000,000,000 times. Dolls are creepy. I hope the picture I found does her justice. I searched for a porcelain doll with curls and a yellow dress. It took a while to find. Thank you for sharing your story. I wonder what she told your grandma when Lydia suddenly went missing, never to be spoken of again. If you have a paranormal story to share, email it to the address in the description below. Please like the video and subscribe if you haven't. And with that, I'm going to bathe in holy water. See you tomorrow, friends.